Hey, good morning. Welcome to Hobby Evolution. 5 minutes late because again, fighting with my coffee maker. I don't know what's going on, but I was able to get like three, and it's absolutely dreadful. But coffee, and I'm going to suck it up. Probably go to Quick Trip at 8 o'clock. Jenny's with us. Good morning, George, Ed. Good morning, all. Jenny says Mondays are always busy here, but it's only 7 a.m. Just got back from putting 59 orders in the mailbox. Love it. Cliff in the house. Good morning. George is spending money as Jenny's making money. LOL, buying camera gear is always good. Victor, good morning to you. Counting down the days till the Madison Card Show, August 27th. 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. Free admission, 125 dealer tables at the Sheraton Hotel on John Nolan Drive. Cannot wait. Going to be a great show. Zach and Porter in the house. No chat. You have a great day. George says was a decent buy. Can 2.5 times my money out in Korea, on it in Korea if I decide to sell it. Love that. Let's see. Where are we at? Let's see. Jenny's looking for me. I'm fighting the coffee maker. I'm here. Victor says I can't wait. Took the weekend off from the internet. Plenty of videos to catch up on during the work. Isn't that fun? I love that. Being away, and I was only gone. See, I was off. So I was let's see. So I was gone Friday. So I don't think I missed much content. I was able to catch some Hobby Hotline on my drive. Boom. So I was able to watch that in replay later Saturday as I shipped. And then Jeremy Lee had some content up, and actually I'm just finishing up, and that's what led me to today's topic was Saturday night's Sports Card Live with Jeremy Lee. He had on my favorite guest of his, Leaf CEO Brian Gray. They talked quite a bit about the National. They talked about the state of the hobby. There was some really good, as always, whenever Brian is on, there's some great nuggets of information that he passes on to the audience. But it got me thinking, and I didn't have a topic until 15 minutes ago, and I was finishing that up. I had a DM conversation yesterday on August sales. Like, hey, how do you think August sales are going to be? So I did a deep dive and actually went back and looked at my previous August sales, and you can do so in the seller performance and sales menu in eBay. I'm not sure if that's available if you don't have a store, but if you do have a store, I do know for a fact it's available. So I went back and looked at my numbers, and I was a little surprised. And I was telling somebody over the weekend, I can't remember if it was on the internet or if it was in person with my buddy on Friday at the game or wherever it was. I'm always surprised when I actually look at the numbers because it can be a Saturday at a card show. And I've said this often, it feels like whenever I'm at a card show, my eBay sales suck. And maybe it's because I'm monitoring it. I don't know. Maybe I don't know what it is. And then look, I had a really good Saturday. And sometimes when I feel like I have a good sales day, I look at the numbers and it's not. Maybe I was just looking at the right times. I don't know. But it did feel like I had some sales days this weekend, starting on Friday, going through Sunday. And that was the case. I had some great sales days. So I want to talk about August and how it looks, not just eBay sales, but the hobby in general and in card shows, because I've got a heavy slate of card shows coming up over the next 6 to 8 weeks. So we'll talk about it. Where am I at in the chat? Let's see. So I was commenting on Victor's comment. So I was watching Sports Card Live with Jeremy Lee. I watched Victor, the Rookie Card Specialist video. I need to go back and it was part 3 of a 3-part series, and I haven't watched parts 1 and 2, so I'll have that today. What else was I catching up on? I think there was one other video. I can't remember, but some good stuff. Card Collecting Addict, good morning to you. David Pyers in the house. George misses having flea markets in Korea to find deals like that. Scotty Dubs, good morning. C&M Collectibles, good morning. Rough weekend for C&M Collectibles. And that's the crazy thing about eBay. You had a rough weekend. I had a great weekend. And then sometimes it's vice versa. Sometimes I have just a crap weekend and you could have a great weekend. It's funny how it all works. I had a lot of volume sales over the weekend. It's like boom, 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 boom. This person bought 10 cards, 20 cards. So a lot of sales that way. I had a super productive weekend. The old joke is, you take a day off, but you come back with twice the amount of work. And of course, that's the case. But I was really productive on Saturday, really productive on Sunday. It rained, so that helps keep me inside. We got a bad storm last night. Wow. Crack of thunder woke me up at 3 a.m. Lightning flashes. So we had a rain mostly on Saturday night into Sunday. We had a lot of wind and rain, but no thunder and lightning. Last night we had the thunder and lightning. It was a storming like crazy. Woke me up, kept me up for a few minutes. So hopefully that'll keep me on my productivity wagon today as well. So I got caught up on shipping and listed over 100 items yesterday and last night. I did a football file exchange update of about 85 cards, football cards, random, about a dozen just random cards here and there, a little bit of everything, some Kobe's and LeBron's, because Low Roller's telling me to list basketball, so I wanted to get some basketball listed. And then WWF magazines. I also, and I want to, before I share it and talk about it and give my opinion on it, I want to put it to practice. But I was just looking up random things, random collectibles to sell. And I think what led me to that was, we're in the process of eventually moving. We're still 10 months out, 10 months out, but it's real. It's real. House is bought. We'll close on it at the end of the year. We'll start rebuilding it in January. And then it move in May or June of next year. So my wife comes down. She's like, I got to get some boxes. I sold some more stuff on Poshmark. And she's like, guess what? Your closet's next. And hey, I'm okay with that. As you know, if you watch this show, I wear about 6 different shirts. That's it. But I have an entire closet full of shirts. So put them on Poshmark or wherever you can sell shirts. I guess there's a website called eBay. You could probably do that as well. I've just got a ton of stuff I don't wear. So it got me thinking, and I know Ken was on the t-shirt, thrifting for t-shirts and selling. And it's like, I wonder what else, because I know people go to thrift shops and have success. So I was doing a little internet research on, what's out there. Good. I don't go to Goodwill anymore because I know they probably won't have cards because I buy them all by the pallet. But if there's, other thrift shops, there's a St. Vinnie de Paul. There's another one around a few miles from my house. So if there's anything out, or if there's anything sitting in my unfinished area that it's like, hey, throw that on eBay, it might sell. So as I was thinking about that, I bought all those WWF magazines with the trading cards for the sole purpose of selling the cards. But then it's like, I'll read the magazine and then I can sell it down the road. Well, down the road came. My wife was watching some show that I was not interested in. So I came downstairs. I'm like, I'm going to devote 1 hour and list a bunch of WWF magazines. And I listed, I don't know, 15 or 16 of them. We'll see. And it was always fun because that was like my heyday of watching the WWF, 95 to 97, or were the magazines that I listed. And that was the height of my wrestling fandom. So that was fun. Let's see. Scotty says, looking forward to some bargain box hunting in Rockford this weekend. Very nice. I am as well. I'm getting the itch watching the national videos, hearing from my friends digging boxes out there. at shows this past weekend. It's like I'm getting the itch. It's been a few weeks. I need to get back in those bargain boxes. Jenny says, yes, if you're in Illinois, check out Rockford. If you're in Minnesota, check out the Cambridge Card Show. Let's see, where are we at? Card Collecting Addict says, I learned about sports card radio via Brian Gray, and honestly, I'm not sure what to think about those guys. I've done a video. If you go back, and it was a few weeks ago, I did a video about sports card radio, and I enjoy their content. Now, do I agree with everything they say? No, absolutely not. I don't think there's anybody on the internet in the world that I agree 100% with. And I think each one of us can say the same. But I do like their point. And while, yeah, they can be abrasive on the surface, the bottom line is the message that they're spreading is typically good. And I say typically because, yeah, there's some stuff that, little underhanded commentary. They've had stuff on their website that it's like, come on, this is, friends of mine have been on there for being breakers that don't ship base. And sometimes they do. But it's like, those are like, I just don't participate in those breaks, but I still they're great breakers. And just because some of their breaks, they don't ship base, doesn't make worthy or, on the wall of shame on the Sports Card Radio website. So yes, there's some stuff I disagree with, and it's like, come on. But overall, I enjoy their content, and I think they spread great messages overall. And if you look past some of the garbage, same with me. I say a lot of garbage too. And I'll admit that. I think everybody does. Everybody, nobody's perfect. And but I do enjoy their content. And I enjoy Brian Gray's content. And that's the thing about that's what I don't like about social media. It's like if somebody says something and all of a sudden their fans or their followers or their friends gang up on the person that said something, and it's like may have been taken out of context. And it's now it's a me versus them type of mentality on social media, which that's the part I hate. It's like you're misinterpreting, and now it's a them versus them type of situation, and that's not how it should be. It's like if you get into an argument and it's like, who do I side? I've been in a Twitter debate with somebody, and somebody commented, I like you and I like you. Whose side do I take? It's like, you don't take sides. If somebody's making a point that you agree with, you can agree with that point, but it doesn't have to affect the way you take side. You don't take sides. If you have kids and they're fighting and one's wrong and one's right, you don't, in that situation, yes, you can take a side, but in the grand scheme, son A is not better than son B or daughter A, whatever. Anyway, so a lot of people think they have to take sides, Brian Gray versus Sports Card Radio, and it's like, no, I enjoy both of their content. Do I agree 100% with Sports Card Radio? No. Do I agree 100% with Brian Gray? No. Do I like both of their content? Yes, absolutely. Jenny says, your sales suck whenever you're at a card show because your buyers are all at the card show. I wish that was the case. Unfortunately, that's not the case. I wish that was the case. Royals 417, what is up? Hoochly in the house. Good morning to you. Was it very, very frightening? In fact, one crash of thunder, it was very, very frightening. It woke me up out of a solid sleep. What in the hell was that? Did you list that basketball? We want that basketball. I did. Only a little bit. I listed a bunch of football and a little bit of basketball. I listed he can tell me for sure what I listed because it's only been 12 hours. I can't remember that far back. Listed a couple Jordan cards, I think. I do know last night I listed a Kobe and a LeBron. And I'm sure there might have been some others, but I listed a few basketball cards. Good morning, Barry. Hoochly says, went to an estate sale this weekend chasing some vintage Nintendo consoles, and the guy had a collection of hundreds of Madison Mallards bobbleheads And for some reason, John Nolan Drive popped into my head. That is awesome. Well, the bobbleheads are not awesome. That's what annoys me when I get collections and they have bobbleheads. It's like, oh, and there's bobbleheads. And then they're Madison Mallards, but most of the Madison Mallards bobbleheads are like animals, which, hey, it's cool. But, I would rather have a player than just a random animal. That's my only thought on Madison Mallards bobbleheads. I have one collection I bought. It has Madison Mallards bobbleheads. And it had like a game-used Madison Mallards bat and just some random stuff. Jenny asks, curious how you were shipping these magazines, box, bubble mailer with cardboard. Bubble mailer with cardboard. So I will use it's basically this, but it's the bigger size. It's the bigger size bubble mailer. And then I will use pieces of cardboard just like this. Although this is more for like singles because it's got that bend, but I'll pull like a flat rate box or just a box out of my storage and cut it out magazine size, and works every time. Mark Wilkins in the house. Good morning. Card Collecting Addict says, I side with me, but I do like to listen objectively. Terry, good morning. Dan in the house. What is up? I don't enjoy walking more than one dog at once. Hey, I totally agree with you on that. When we dog sit our friends' dogs that live here in the neighborhood, his name's Logan, the dog, not the friend. And he's an old dog, and he's kind of at his own pace. My dog is getting up there. She's 9, but she's got a lot of energy. And so, like, I will have my right arm, Biscuit, on my right arm extended this way. Logan is way back here, extended this way. And it's like neither of them are on the same wavelength. Logan's just like, I don't want to do this walk. I'm old. I'm tired. I want to go back home. Biscuit's like, I want to smell everything that I can in this 15-minute walk. So I agree. Walking multiple dogs is not fun. It sounds like a blast, like puppies everywhere, doggies everywhere. But in reality, it's a headache. And then when you're trying to juggle 2 dogs and one poops and you got to pick the poop up, then it's like, I've run out of hands. How do I? Yeah, you got to put both leashes in your left hand. You got to figure out how to get the poop bag open. Not fun. Ricardo, good morning. Do not miss the live at 7 p.m. Central on 3B Collection tonight. Absolutely. 3B Collection in Ken, Beans Ball Card Blog, 7 p.m. Central tonight for Hobby Chat. I just stay out of it. Have done it on 2 specific occasions, but I will say at some point there becomes a common denominator. Sometimes that's the case. Ooh, really bad coffee at the bottom. It may be a quick trip run today if my coffee maker doesn't start working better. I did not, speaking of coffee maker, how do I get from coffee maker to making pickles? Well, because there's a common, I'm going to use common denominator. I'm going to steal that from Herman's last quote. The common denominator is vinegar. I got to clean my coffee maker with vinegar. I make pickles with vinegar. I did not make pickles last night. I was going to, but I've been making pickles outside using the burner on my grill. I didn't know if it was going to rain. It was just kind of overcast and cloudy. It's like, you know what? I'm just going to wait. So I did try the latest batch. They've been sitting for almost a week. So I figured it was good. I usually like to let them at least 3-4 days to let that brine soak in to the cucumber. So these were garlic dill that I made, and I must not have put enough dill in, or I was using more dill seed than the actual dill, which I think I'm going to lay off. I'm not going to do the seeds anymore. Just doesn't add much dill flavor. So I've been experimenting with some recipes. So made some garlic dill, came out okay. Next batch I make, I'll do garlic dill, but I'm going to add some sugar to kind of offset that bitterness. So I'll add a little bit of sugar in the next batch. And then I'll probably make some bread and butter pickles, because those are like candy. So those two. Although I can't make the same, I can adjust the regular dill recipe, and I can use the same brine and just add different ingredients. Well, sugar has to go in the boiling water, but with like the spices, I can use the same brine. But if I'm making bread and butter pickles, I've got to use a completely different recipe. So for the brine. So we'll see. What else is going on? That's about it for card talk, or for for catching up on the weekend. I do want to talk about the topic of the day, and that being August, and how will it affect, how will the hobby look in the month of August? We're already 7 full days in, so how is it tracking? How is it looking? Andrew, good morning. So again, I got to this topic because I was watching Jeremy Lee Sports Card Live, his interview with Brian Gray, the CEO of Leaf, on Saturday night. It's a great video. Actually, you know what? I'm in it right now, so let's just copy the link. Here it is, the link to the video. I do recommend watching it because Brian Gray has some awesome stuff. Jeremy Lee's just a great interviewer, so I really enjoy the channel. So the title was National State of the Hobby, Post 2022 National / State of the Hobby. Ironically, around the same time as I'm watching this video, I received a direct message on Twitter asking, hey, how do you think August sales will look in comparison to July? And I'm like, you know what? I think they'll be, just without looking at numbers, my initial thought was, I think they'll be increasing. I think baseball sales may take a small decline as we get towards the end of the season, approach the playoffs. But football is like ramping up. We'll have college football starting in 3 weeks. I think the college football season starts on the 25th, if I'm not mistaken. I went to look on ESPN yesterday, and for some reason I got can you imagine I got distracted? Not imagine. Saw an article this morning. One was MLB. I'm not going to find college football on the MLB app. But I know usually games start on that Thursday. That's when we always started when I worked in college athletics. And we would play on Thursday to open the season, college football schedule. Let's just look up. Let's see. Week 1 of 14. Oh, maybe it's all on Saturday this year, August 27th, which happens to be the day of the Madison Card Show. So it looks like that may be the first games. We've got Saturday, August 27th. We've got Nevada and New Mexico State, Austin Peay versus Western Kentucky, Nebraska, Northwestern, Idaho State, UNLV. That's just top 25. Okay. All right. So I don't know. But coming up in a few weeks, NFL, of course, training camp. We had a preseason game Thursday. So fall is beginning to be in full. Basketball will be here before we know it. How's the basketball market going to look? That's, I think, my biggest question mark is, how's the basketball market going to look? Because it's been really soft for a year and a half now. Will we see a, pun intended, rebound in the basketball market? I don't know. Or was 2018, 19, 20 an outlier? And I'm tending to think it was a little bit of an outlier because there were some crazy prices, even pre-pandemic. It wasn't COVID-inspired spikes in the basketball card market. That came along before, and I just think those that drove the prices up have left the basketball card market. So I think it might be much of the same. I think this is just the market for basketball cards. Soft. In comparison to the previous 3 years. I think this is normal, but if you look back and compare it to 2018 through 2020, yes, the basketball card market is soft, and I think this market will, stay pretty flat. Like, I don't see any spikes in that trajectory or in that trajectory. Low Roller, there he is with an update on my store. Your basketball sold some. Yes, I did, and I listed some too. Listed some basketball in my store yesterday. So I think the basketball card market will kind of stay status quo. So how does August look? Well, I was a little surprised when I started diving into the numbers. And let's go into my performance. So I generated this report just now, just a few minutes ago. I wanted to compare my first 7 days in August compared to my first 7 days in July. And wow, my sales dollars are up 65% in the first 7 days of August compared to the first 7 days in July. My quantity sold in August through 7 days compared to the first 7 days in July, up 152%. So I am having a bang up start to the month of August in eBay sales. But how about historically? Let's just take a look at the overall trends for the month of August. I apologize if my screen is probably blurry because I'm doing all sorts of internet looking. Okay, so I'm just going in, and so I don't have to run the numbers. I just typed them out in this DM. So 2021, my sales in August compared to July, dollar wise, was down 3%, but the transactions, the quantity of sales, were up 32%. So that was 2021. Sales dollars down 3% in August compared to July. Number of transactions were actually up, though, 32%. It means I just sold more lower dollar cards. 2020, sales dollars in 2020. Now remember, 2020 was COVID year. And man, July and August probably started that just parabolic ascent in the hobby. We started seeing lines form at Target and Walmart by the end of June. So I think, July and August were pretty much that's when things just went crazy. So 2020, the month of August compared to the month of July, my sales dollars were up 88%. Sales volume transactions were also up 38%. So that was 2020. And I even added some commentary. Not really fair to compare 2020. Let's see. Let's take a look at 2019. This is comparing August to July in sales on eBay. Sales dollars were up 50%. Now this is pre-COVID, and sales volume, the number of transactions, was up 61%. And then I think 2018 was the last year I could look, was the oldest data I could pull from eBay. 2018, we're talking sales on eBay in August compared to July. My sales dollars were down 7%. Transactions were up 16%. Now, what does this all mean? Not really much, because drastically in those years that I just quoted. Here in the first 7 days of August, and comparing this year to last year, I'm full time. Now, I guess it's fair to compare the first 7 days of August to the first 7 days in July, because full time. Not much, difference in time between the two. But looking at last year, while my eBay store was scaled up in 2021, I was still doing it as a side hustle part-time. I didn't go full-time until October, middle of October. So same with 2020. 2020, I was, just starting to really add a bunch of volume to my eBay store, because eBay added, basically gave you 50,000 free listings starting in April or May, because they saw, hey, everybody's at home selling stuff on eBay. Let's give them more listings, and the more they list, the more they sell, the more money eBay makes off those final value fees. So that's when I really started loading up. It's like, okay, this is going to be my focus through COVID, is going to be scaling up my eBay store. So I was still, in the process of, and I mean, it's a never ending pursuit. I'm always going to be scaling up. I'm at 16,000 listings and I want to get to 17,000. When I get to 17,000, I want to get to 20,000. When I get to 20, I want to be at to 25. I want to be at 50. It's never ending. So, the first 7 days August compared to the first 7 days July of this year is, equal comparison. Last year, not so much. Going back to 2020, I'm starting to scale up again. It's just a part-time thing for me. 2019, now 2020 I was working from home. Like I was working, but I was working from home, which gave me extra hours in the week to devote to those eBay sales. Plus, we were still like essentially locked in our homes. We weren't going out to dinner. We weren't going to baseball games. So 2020, much different look. Had a lot more time. 2019, pre-COVID, it wasn't something, it was a side hustle, but it wasn't something that I was like devoted to. And same can be said for 2018. So yes, I had an eBay store in those 2 years, 2018, 2019, but it wasn't, I was just getting up to the 1,000 listings that I was given per month. But then eBay opened those floodgates of free listings in 2020 and took full advantage. So do those numbers tell a story? Yes, but also you have to dive in. From a macro level, yes, they do. But from a micro, you have to drill into the micro level and, okay, why were these numbers different? And I think 2018 and 2019, all things being equal, it shows that, typically August sales are up compared to July. And you have to, look at 2020 differently because, well, the state of the market was way than it is today, or it was in 2018, 2019. And then you got to look at it separately in 2021. What was my situation? Where was the hobby? We were still riding that high, that COVID high in 2021, but we were starting to slide down. We had reached the peak and now we're starting, July and August of 2020, we're still climbing that peak. We're way up here, but we're still climbing. But then by 2021, we've hit the peak and now, we're still up here. We're still up here, but we're starting to make that descent now. And then I think right now, 2022, I think we're kind of here. I think we've plateaued. There's going to be dips and spikes at certain times, but it's a much more normal, average. I don't like using the word normal, average market. So that's my thoughts on where we're at. So I think, with all that said, will we see higher eBay sales in the month of August if you're selling cards? I think so, just because of where we're at. We're getting back to, we're getting out of the summer fun and we're back to the grind. It's kind of like coming off a weekend. Hey, it's Monday. We had our fun on Saturday and Sunday, and now it's back to the grind, Monday through Friday. And that's kind of how August through May works, August through April, or September through May, or September through April. We have our summer months, May, June, July, August, or June, July, August, whatever it may be. That's our weekend. And then we get back to the Monday grind after Labor Day. And we're back to spending more time on eBay, shopping on eBay. We're spending more time on the weekends going to card shows. And I think card shows will see a spike as well, just based on my own personal interactions with my dealers, many of which have taken the summer off. The May show, the April or May show was their last time. Like, I'm going to, only do one show or two shows over the summer. I'll be back in August or September. And so it's shaping up because they're, one of my dealers does a lot of landscape work. So when's he working? Saturdays. He's not going to be doing a card show. He's going to be making more money with his business landscaping. Others are, have kids in travel baseball or travel softball. They're all over the place. So they're going to take the summer months off of the card show to go out and watch their kids play baseball, softball, whatever it may be. So I think August starts that back to reality, situation for most people. Like, oh, back to school, back to the grind. Now I have more time to go to the card show, go to eBay, whatever it may be. Let's see. Where are we at? Low Roller's blowing me up. Let's see. Herman says, since it has been confirmed, I can officially say that we will have Dr. Beckett on tonight. Very cool. I am looking forward to that. Check out the Collections channel. He will be with Ken and Dr. James Beckett. That is very cool. I will certainly be tuned in to that. 7 p.m. Central tonight on 3B Collections channel. Low Roller is talking about my eBay store and Bitcoin, soccer cards. Jenny says soccer doesn't move. I finally sold 2 soccer cards over the weekend. I don't know any players, so I just list them if they're colors. And it was like an X-fractor and like a pink refractor. And they each sold for $1.50. And they've probably been sitting in my store for a year. So I'm not going to put soccer in my eBay store. Any of my soccer just goes in a 25-cent box and goes to card shows because I'm going to stay in my lane. Soccer's not my lane. I've decided soccer, hockey, Pokemon, not my lane. So I'm going to stay out of it. Terry says, can you do file exchange with an Imac? I believe so, yes. Because as John Keating has told me, you can have Excel on a Mac. So yes, you can do file exchange on a Mac. You do have to have Excel, or I don't know if anybody in here, I just use Microsoft Excel. That's the program on my computer. I don't know if Google Sheets is compatible with file exchange. If somebody can confirm or deny. But yes, you can definitely use file exchange on an iMac. I do know that you have to have Excel, but Google Sheets may or may not work. I cannot confirm that. Let's see. Jenny says they're probably buying graded with hopes it spikes. Let's see. Low Roller wants to know if Jenny has soccer cards in her store. Let's see. Low Roller says Jenny needs to list more soccer cards. Let's see. Low Roller asks, does eBay still offer 50,000 free listings per month? I don't know. For new store owners, I'm not sure. I'm essentially grandfathered in, so I think mine ends up being either 51,000 or 61,000 free listings per month. I haven't looked. I'm still well short of that mark. But if you're a new subscriber, I'm not sure. But I think so. But again, I cannot confirm that. I cannot confirm or deny that either. Jenny says, if only I had soccer cards, it would be worth my time. But since I have thousands upon thousands of football, baseball, and those are moving, those are where my time goes. Same boat here. I know the market on baseball and football. If I switched lanes or, added another, vertical sport to my repertoire, it would just take time that I don't want to devote. It's not that I don't have the time to devote. I choose not to devote because I'm not interested in soccer or hockey. So it's just not something that, I want to learn about. Maybe that's stubborn of me. I don't know. But I'm going to stick to basketball, football, baseball, what I know. Uncle Rich in the house. Good morning. Let's see where we at. Let's see. Got there. We've got Uncle Rich. Let's see. Low Roller asks, did you find any soccer cards in your Goodwill? I don't think so. I don't think there were any soccer cards. Let's see. Mark said card show in Minnesota was packed this past Saturday and could barely get to tables. That's both good and bad. It's good that there was a lot in attendance. It's bad that there wasn't enough room for people to get to tables. Jenny says, granted, it rained. I hope it rains this Saturday for the show. I'm all about the rain. Nick, there we go. There's the answer. Nick says he uses Google Sheets for file exchange. So yes, you can use Google Sheets on file exchange. So that might make it easier if you're using a Mac, even though John Keating, you can You can have Excel on a Mac. I was under the belief until a few months ago that you could not have Excel on a Mac, and he told me otherwise. That's why he doesn't have any hair, because he pulled it all out whenever I said that you can't have Excel when you can't use Excel on a Mac. He pulled all his hair out. Victor, the RCS did somehow. I still haven't figured out how. There is Victor, the rookie card specialist. I use numbers on my Mac. Then I just export, convert it into an Excel sheet. File, export to Excel. Excellent. Card Collecting Addict says, I can help you with some soccer. I know. When I have people, and every once in a while I'll have people they're like, hey, I hear you buy bulk. And I'm like, I do. And they're like, hey, I have this box of soccer. And I'm like, I don't want it. I'm sorry. I don't want the soccer. And I don't want just before we get into it, I don't want hockey either. Let's see. Victor says, yes, I have Office for the Mac. Use it for work. Signs of the weekend, aka summer ending. It is. I know. It was this past weekend. I'm like, I can't believe it's August already. It goes by fast. Already August 8th today. I will be set up in Rockford, Illinois this Saturday for the Northern Illinois Card Show. I'll have brand new quarter boxes filled up with the latest from the Goodwill pallets. I think I've gone through every single box now, with the exception of the junky diaper box that has like just absolutely destroyed, beat up cards that I should just dump it in the recycle bin. But I'm a sucker for those Cubs cards, and I'll dig those beaters out of the box, put them in my Cubs. I just need to dump it all. And I think there's one box left. Cards, but some of the cards, like a bunch of 86 tops, I kind of flipped the lid on the box. It looks like all junk wax. So again, it's not top priority. Who knows? There may be a slug of. I've come across boxes where it looks like all 90 Donruss and 91 Fleer. You got that red and yellow, and then all of a sudden there's just like this little honey hole of 10 cards that are great cards. So we'll see. There's going to be a great guest in attendance at Madison on the 27th, the one and only Porter. Absolutely, the Madison Card Show. I need to learn how to do the pick a card listings. Card Collecting Addict. Let me, let's see. Quickly here. Hopefully. Let's go to. Oh, Sports Card Radio has a Brian Gray interview reaction. That'll be on my list to watch as soon as I end this video. Let's see. Variation. Here it is. So I did a video about a year ago, and it's really quick. Here you go. So that's a video that I did. It's just a quick 2-minute video, and I just go through how to create a variation listing on eBay. And for those that are wondering, variation listing is the same as that's how you get the click down box, and you can list by player. And in the video I share it, but you have to create custom labels. I think it's like 200 or 250 per listing. It's like, say 2020 tips, pick a card, and you list cards 1 through 200 or 1 through 250. But you have to type it all out. I basically, when I use, and I have a couple dozen variation listings in my eBay store. When I do it, I typically use basically a stock photo. I'll take a picture of the lot of cards. It's like, here's the 1981 tops. And then I'll just use that for the whole listing. So it's not each individual card. That just adds even more time. I can actually do it faster using File Exchange, listing cards separately, scanning them and listing separately, then creating a variation listing. So that's kind of why I don't really do variation listings, because I can do File Exchange about as fast as a variation listing. But as card collecting asks here in this question, does it count as one listing for your store or multiple? So for listings, it does count as only one listing. But when you sell, say you have one variation listing of 200 cards, variations. So it's one listing, but you only get like, I think your eBay gives you X amount of sales per month. So when you sell, say you sell 100 cards, that goes against your eBay sales numbers for the month. So it's only one listing, but the sales count against your monthly record. So if you're only allowed, 100 listings, and you sell 100 variation and then 10 others, you're going to get dinged, I think that's how it works. I'm just spewing off a lot of just guesses, aren't I today? I think that's how it works. Let me go into my eBay summary and see. I should probably brush up on that. But I do know it's only one listing, but it is, each sale is going to count as an individual sale. So it won't count as just one sale for, 100. Let's see. Monthly limits. Yeah, so you have limits. You have a limit on dollars and a limit on listings. I don't know what the average is. Mine is currently 2 billion. I can sell 2 billion items per month, or $2 billion worth of items. And I haven't hit those. You might be surprised. I haven't even come close to hitting those numbers. Let's see. Jenny says, one for your listing, but multiple for your total overall. There you go. Like Bo gets 50,000 listings, but probably has like 400 he can sell in a month. 2 billion. 2 billion is my number. Good morning. What is the longest running card that is still sitting in your store? I don't know. I don't even know how you can check that out. I have some items that have probably been in there for 2 years. I'm not sure. And they're priced at and I know I have like a couple baseball digests that I have listed for $5. If I sell it for $5, I'm probably breaking even or maybe even losing a few cents. So I just keep it in there. I mean, I have, I'm not to the point where I'm not even close to the point where I need to monitor stale listings to move them, because I'm at like 16,000 active listings, and I have either 50 or 61,000 free listings per month. So as I approach that, then I'll start looking at stale, outdated inventory, and go from there. Let's see. Card Collecting Addict says, I think I'm allowed 650K, so should be okay. Let's see. Jenny says, I have 10,000 listings active, but technically 16,000 listings active. Oh yeah. And let's see. So my limit is 2 billion. Let's see. So it looks like your limits are on listed and sold, a combination of listed and sold. So my current number, and I don't know if this is over the last 30 days or what, but it's 22,419. So I have 16,000 active, but 22,419 listed and sold for my monthly limits. Let's see. You will never hear Bo hit 2 billion in a month because he will never go on air. I won't. You'll have to have like an army of 1 million people to get 2 billion. Like 2 billion is just like, I guess they have to put a number in there. So it's like, nobody's going to hit this. So let's just do 2 billion. We can't say unlimited. So we'll put 2 billion. 2 billion is unlimited. Let's see. If he sells 2 billion in a month, I bet he just gives Goodwill pallets of cards. Let's see. You are all pros. I just made it to 400 listings. We were all there. We were all there. In fact, I was probably at 400 right before the I think probably the year leading into the pandemic, I was between 500 and 1,000 because I didn't take full advantage of my 1,000. At the time, I had 1,000 free listings, as part of my eBay subscription, and I didn't really hit that. It took me a few months. I don't think I really I wasn't as dedicated. I wasn't as focused. So I just basically threw money away because I had the subscription. But I can't remember what it might have been like between the two. Like my number of listings was between the two, but it wasn't long ago. It was, just a couple of years ago that I was, under 1,000 listings. Jenny says, I'm curious if anyone has the ability this week to make variation listings in sports card category because eBay took that option away from me about a month ago. Oh, and I did not know that. It's been several months since I've done a variation listing. Card collecting addict. I started a store right before COVID hit because my then girlfriend said I needed a hobby. Bet she regrets that now. LOL. Single life cards for the win. Let's see. Baseball card illustrated is up. Just curious. Did you catch Grip and Rip's recent video saying that buying Topps complete sets and selling individual cards on eBay is easy money? Touted making 500 plus over time on that. I have not seen that video, but I have seen some sales on some of the variations. That can be a really good, one. And of course, this is going back to, in fact, it was like, this is probably like peak COVID hobby hype in basketball. NBA hoops, premium stock, box sets from Fanatics. I bought the absolute heck out of those. My first set, I broke up individually. I think those were, what were those? 100 or 150 bucks per set. And I think I made 600 bucks on the first set. And then it started to decline. Now it's like when I sell some, and I still have several hundred in my eBay store. When I sell, it's like, oh, wow, I can't believe I sold another one. But, I made my money back almost immediately on those. So buying those sets, also from Fanatics, the Phoenix football set, made great return on those. And just like you mentioned with the Topps factory sets, I saw some listings for the rookie parallels that they're a part of those. I don't know. Are those available on Target or Walmart's website? I may have to check that out and just take a run at it and see how that works. But yes, that can be a great return. Some of these box sets can be great return. Card collecting addict says, I'll try it, let you know. Jenny says, I shared a video a guy made about how cards ruined his life. It's very interesting to listen because there is the side where someone gets too deep. It's on Twitter. Absolutely. And that's the thing with really anything. And I think it goes more towards addictive personalities than anything else, where I think we're all prone to, becoming too passionate about, something. And it can be work. It can be a hobby. It can be many things. But yeah, definitely. It can get away. Card Hobbyist says, I never believe the term easy money. It's a grind. No, it's a grind. It's to me, it's easy money because I enjoy the grind. When it comes to like that NBA hoops premium stock, that was easy. That was easy money. Like I just listed cards and they sold, and it was easy money. But I get it. It's still a grind. But if you enjoy the grind, it's easy money. It can be easy money. Jenny's got to head out. 8 a.m. Was my cutoff. Got to stick to my schedule today. It is 8 o'clock. That's because I was late. I'm looking at, it's like, I've only talked for 54 minutes. That's because my damn coffee maker's on the fritz. Hopefully I have coffee. If I don't have coffee, I'm running to Quick Trip and getting some gas station coffee. So that is about all I had for today. So I appreciate the chat. Awesome chat today. As always, hit the like button if you haven't already. Subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed. I'm going to get some shipping done. I just hammered out shipping this weekend, so I am doing well so I can get a bunch of listings. I'm going to aim for 200 listings today, maybe 300. Also want to get a break video, like a pack rip, a vintage nostalgia break in. So I'll try to get to that as well. So that's what I had. Thanks for tuning in. Again, like and subscribe, and we'll see you tomorrow morning, 7 a.m.